What's up, YouTube? I'm Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, on the channel where we talk about fashion, fragrance, and we also talk about lifestyle as well. So if that interests you, consider subscribing to the channel, and also make sure you don't forget to hit the little bell icon as well, somewhere down in the corner, just to make sure that anytime I upload new content on this channel, you'll get notified. So on today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys a secret. All right, the secret is coming out. I'm letting the cat out of the bag today, because I'm going to tell you guys the only 5 fragrances that as a guy you're ever going to need for the rest of your life. And I am saying this because if you watched, or you didn't catch, I should say, a video that I did about a month and a half ago, I talked about how to build the perfect fragrance collection. And in that video, I told you guys there were 5 different types of fragrances that you would need to build the perfect fragrance collection. And I gave 5 different recommendations from each category. If you have not seen that video, you need to see it. So I will make sure that I link it up here. That way you go ahead and check out that video as well. But in that list, I gave 5 different categories of fragrances that you would need to build a perfect fragrance collection. And with that being said, I started thinking about it, and I said to myself, why don't you just give these guys 5 fragrances? This is for the guys that's not looking to build a huge collection. 5 fragrances, the best 5 fragrances that they'll ever need to build a perfect fragrance collection. These will be fragrances that they can have for the rest of their lives and not have to worry about it anymore. So that's what I did. We're going to be jumping into that today, guys. So the 5 fragrances, the only 5 fragrances that you're ever going to need for the rest of your life. I'm going to let you know, okay? Because I dig you guys, all right? I dig you guys, and I just want to make sure you guys are looking and smelling great and doing it the best that you can. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal this to you guys today. Don't worry about it. Thank me later. But if you want to see what's on the list, then you guys know the routine, man. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump into this list of the only 5 fragrances that a guy is ever going to need for the rest of his life. All right, guys, the first fragrance up that I want to talk about, I had to have one in here that was not expensive, that was easily accessible, and that would kind of fit in that grab and go category. And this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it definitely fits that description. And this one comes from the house of Burberry, and this is Burberry Touch. I absolutely adore everything about this fragrance. You have some violet leaves in here, so it's green, it's kind of floral. It has a nice masculine touch to this as well, with the musk in this fragrance, and it's just really hard to go wrong with any occasion wearing this fragrance and it not working. And I put it in the grab and go, kind of in that grab and go category, because again, the price point of this is not expensive, so it's not going to break the bank. And for the most part, up to this date, so Burberry, please don't ever discontinue this, is really easily accessible. You can find this fragrance pretty much anywhere fragrances are sold. So guys, this is just one that gets the freaking job done, and it smells phenomenal. Honestly, if I could not find this discounted, and I could only find it at full retail price, I would pay the full retail price for this fragrance, because in my humble opinion, it is just worth it. So the first fragrance up on this list of the only 5 fragrances a man will ever need comes from the house of Burberry, and this one is called Burberry Touch. All right, guys, the next thing that I talked about, I kind of talked about having a signature scent. Now, what you're going to notice about the next 4 fragrances that I'm going to talk about, they pretty much cover every category. They could actually go as grab and go as well, although some of these would not be considered to be cheap fragrances, so it would be missing that particular characteristic. But other than that, these other 4 fragrances on this list are pretty much can go for the grab and go to an extent. They can go for a signature scent, they can go for kind of a date night, they can go for office, or they can go for the showstopper category as well. So the next fragrance that I'm going to show you guys, again, definitely signature scent worthy. And this one comes from the house of Tom Ford, and this one is called Oud Wood. Guys, you know what we say, oud wood is oud good, and it is definitely oud good. Man, I can't say enough good things about oud wood. There's oud in here, but it's not overpowering by any means. And this thing is just fantastic, flipping phenomenal. Again, give me any adjective that means good and great, and this fragrance should be in the dictionary beside that word. Absolutely adore this scent. If you're looking for something that is going to be signature scent worthy, that is going to get you compliments, and again, it can go from a date night to the office environment to running errands, and you're going to be one of the best smelling guys in the room. This fragrance is one that you just gotta have in your collection, guys. So make sure you get this one if you don't have it yet. This is from the house of Tom Ford, and this one is called Oud Wood. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on this list, this one actually is a fragrance that will kind of cover that date night situation. And I chose this one because, listen, guys, if you want to have something that is unique, this is a fragrance you need to get your nose on. That's something that I'm really talking about a lot, or something that's at the forefront of my mind right now when it comes to fragrances, is wearing something that is unique. I want something different. I want something that's going to help me stand out in the crowd. And this particular scent is going to be perfect for a date night because it can cover any season. We're talking spring, summer, fall, or winter. It smells unique, and I guarantee you it's going to work in a date night setting. So the fragrance that I chose for that particular genre or category is this from the house of Bodicea Victorious, and this is called Chariot. This fragrance gives you everything that you could ever ask for in a fragrance. It opens up with this beautiful combination of black currant and apple, a little bit of bergamot in this one as well. Then the heart gets really floral. You have some rose in here, you have ylang-ylang, you have jasmine in this as well. And then on the dry down, you get oud and vanilla. May not sound like a fragrance that from the note breakdown that works in the warmer temperatures, but I guarantee you this thing is just blended to perfection. So the oud doesn't win, the oud vanilla base doesn't win, the florals don't really win, and the citrus opening does not win. This thing just works. So all those notes just kind of mesh together. So almost like what Giorgio 40 Knots does, in the way that you can wear it any season and feel like it's the right season to wear this fragrance. And again, rose is one of those notes that is very sensual and very seductive. So fellas, listen to your boy. Check this one out from the house of Bodicea Victorious. This one is called Chariot. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on this list of the only 5 fragrances that you'll ever need, this particular fragrance comes from the house of Roger Parfums. And guys, I talked about fragrances that were office safe, and this one, just like the rest of the fragrances pretty much that I talked about on this list, can pretty much cover the gamut of any of the categories. But this particular scent, again, comes from the house of Roger Parfums, and this one is called Burlington 1819. Burlington 1819. This thing is phenomenal. Just like when I kind of described Chariot a few moments ago, this fragrance kind of has a similar kind of effect. It has all the notes in here that make it bright and fresh enough to wear in the warmer temperatures. But then it has enough depth, enough body, enough character that you can wear this when it's really cold and cool outside and get away with it. And again, I just kind of put it in that office friendly category because it's so appropriate. But again, you could wear this on a date night. You could wear this as a signature scent, and it's going to work just as well. This fragrance has mandarin orange in the opening. It has lime. This very refreshing note of mint when it opens up as well. And then when you get into the heart, you have this rum and ginger tobacco combination going on. That's where the character comes in, and then of course the basic closes out with some benzoin, some patchouli, and things of that nature, man. A little bit of oak moss. This thing is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It works any season, any reason, any occasion, and you need to get this in your life. If you have not tried it yet, fellas, trust me on this one. You need to get your nose on this fragrance from the house of Roger Parfums. Again, this is called Burlington 1819. And last but not least, the last fragrance that I would put into this particular list or this category, 5 fragrances, the only 5 fragrances you ever need, it has to be on this list for everything that it is. And this comes from the House of Creed, and this one, AVENTUS. AVENTUS. It has to be, man. To say that so many fragrances have been inspired by this fragrance, to say that so many fragrances have straight up tried to clone this fragrance, when I put my nose to this 17 N01 batch, no fragrance has still 100% captured the essence of Creed AVENTUS. And I will say this again, and when I say this, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I just have to be honest with you guys. You cannot deny the popularity of this scent, and the reason that it became so popular is because it was so freaking good. And that's just the bottom line at the end of the day. So if you get into fragrances, you're going to hear about this fragrance. People are going to talk about this fragrance. If you don't ever get your nose on it, you're always going to wonder what it is. And again, I will tell you that all the clones and all of the inspired fragrances still don't quite capture what you got in this bottle. This is a 17 N01 batch, and all I can tell you, man, is again, this is one of the best fragrances ever created. So it had to be on a list like this from the House of Creed, the King, AVENTUS. All right, gents, that is it, man. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you guys the only 5 fragrances that you're ever going to need. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and your attention to these videos, because you guys don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. And don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.